Please bring it a bit closer.
Bruh.
So, how does my intro go? Welcome to Eco Push-Up.
A few moments later.
Welcome to another episode of EcoPod, where we explore the fascinating water-filled research, lab coats, and behind the science. And today, I am joined with Hesmarie. Hi, girl. How are you?
Fine, thanks, and you?
I am surviving.
Are you surviving? As long as you're surviving. But you know, you could be thriving.
Girl, I'm trying to thrive every day of my life. What is it that you are studying?
Okay, so I'm a second year's master's student with environmental sciences and the WRG specifically. And I'm working on gnathids, which aren't a very common household name, but they're basically parasitic isopods that are mainly marine-based. So I think they're quite interesting.
Since you mentioned gnathids, did I pronounce it right?
I think it depends on how you want to pronounce it, but gnathids is generally what we call them.
Okay, what is interesting about that group? Why them?
So I find them very interesting because of how diverse they appear. So it's actually caused some confusion in their past descriptions because the juveniles look so drastically different from their female and male adult forms. So even within the juveniles, there are two stages, the stage prior to feeding and as well as the stage post-feeding, where the thorax swells or at least the abdomen swells, and it makes them differ so much in appearance that people who were previously describing them actually mixed up or... Let's say this, if you only find one, I completely understand why they would be confused as to saying, well, this is a complete species on its own. When you compare the juveniles to the adults, because like I said, it's just drastically different. And another interesting thing is the adults aren't the parasitic life form, or at least life stage. The juveniles are actually the parasites. So they're the one that attach to either the teleost fishes or the elasmobranchs, which are sharks and rays. And yeah, it's very interesting because it's like having a baby parasite and then it matures into an adult, which is okay to introduce into society and nobody fears them.
It sounds like you're enjoying what you're doing. I can see the spark in the eyes.
Strangely enough, a lot of people say that. So I feel like I am on the right track, at least. But yes, no, I think this has provided me with a great opportunity to kind of get to know at least a study material. And yes, no, if you've been doing it for 3 years, I think you do get quite familiar with your topic.
No, that's nice. I just want to find out, besides what you are doing, is there something that you are doing on the side that is relative to what you're studying, or you just that girl who loves trying new things on the side?
Well, I think it's a very relevant question. Because of those trying new things on the side, I actually got some exposure to art from a young age, and I really loved drawing. And strangely enough, it has linked up to what I'm doing, because my, at least one part of my master's is taxonomy, and which is descriptions of species, and that requires drawing the species. So it's been nice to be able to use that part of my private life and incorporate it into my work, or at least field of study. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. And I think just the art background, I wouldn't call myself a professional in any capacity, but just experiencing that in previous settings, in a relaxed setting as well, it gives you some appreciation for finer detail, which comes in really handy with species descriptions.
In regards to your field, I just want to understand the species that you work with, do you collect them or do you use preserved specimens?
That's a really good question. So with taxonomic descriptions, you can collect your own material, but I was fortunate enough to get museum material to work from. So basically with the one part of my master's, I am doing a redescription of a species, as well as doing 2 new species descriptions, and all 3 of them are from museum materials. And yes, no, I think it's pretty cool to be able to say I'm working on material that was collected anywhere between over 100 years ago and over 80 years ago.
And what are the advantages and challenges of working with specimens or materials that you have collected from the museums?
So definitely among some of the advantages is, so I am also in the second half working with some living specimen, and what I've been able to see through comparison is basically that there is quite a different challenge linked to having to keep specimen alive and just care for them, as well as you don't really know how they're going to live and thrive in the lab setting, so that's kind of a gamble as well. While with preserved specimen, they've already been fixed. So we don't have to worry about keeping them alive or getting them to the next stage, which is rather ideal, especially with the taxonomy descriptions, where we want to use the males for the descriptions. So it's been very, very nice. But also some of the other challenges included with sampling is you need the funding, you need the time, you need the manpower and the experience. And with these material that you can basically use from the museums, it's very nice because all of that's already been done. So it's also a nice way of just using what's already available, and I think that's often overlooked as well because you don't necessarily always know what's in the museum material. But yes, no, I definitely think we do need to address that a bit more and try to use what's already available to us.
And now that you're doing your master's, which is a big deal, the moment you are done, where do you see yourself? Like, where are you going to take yourself moving forward with your career?
With my career, I feel like that's one of the big challenges a lot of our master students face with. So up until this point, I've been really blessed with getting the opportunities placed in front of me. And I think that will basically be my next step to see what opportunity lies ahead. I don't want to be closed-minded by saying this is the one path I will follow. So I think I'm going in it with an open mind, trying to get this stage of my life done and then listen, what is the next step when we get to the next step.
No, that is good. Open the medulla oblongata. Allow yourself to see the possibilities beyond what you were doing. I love that, right? So now it's time for drum roll. Random questions. So you have long version of questions, right? So don't give me master's essay.
Okay, I'll try.
Let's get to the point. Let's keep this train going. Okay. We are how trained today.
Never been on it, so give me the experience.
You and I both. You and I both. So the first question is, what are the challenges that you faced in your field so far as a master's student?
So definitely, I think I wouldn't say that learning new things have been a challenge, but I must say every experience does bring its own challenge. So I think just learning to cope with it and deal with it, especially with me, it's been a challenge learning how to manage my time and just get everything done. But I must also say it's been positive in the sense that once I reflect back on a previous year, I can definitely see I've seen growth, which I think is good.
No, that's good. And then if you had unlimited, tell me, like millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, goodness, okay.
Fall from the sky. It's your unlimited funding. What project would you start or decide to just partake in?
So the nice thing is we currently have something similar. And what I've noticed is that we still don't know a lot about the gnathids, as well as how many species are actually available, because we've only got like 9 accepted species on our own coast, which is what makes my project so fun. I get to contribute to that. So I definitely would like the opportunity to maybe explore a bit more on our coast and maybe fund a project to not just look on a global scale, but maybe start with our own diversity first. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And then a very weird, random question.
We'll see.
If you were to give yourself a superhero name, what name would it be?
Oh, goodness. No, now you're asking me in a difficult position.
The Nathid Queen Fighter! Woohoo! I'm kidding. Just a suggestion.
I mean, like, if we're going to keep it field related, I think I'll go with whatever you suggest.
No. Field out. Let's take the field out. Let's just make it general.
Oh, goodness, Bertie. I don't know. Where would you even start to think of a name?
Just think of random words. Combine them together, it's a name. You can call yourself, like we've seen Bo Dr. Underpants.
Let's be honest, though. Whatever goes on the internet sticks on the internet. And I don't want to get a name due to pressure that might stick for the rest of my life. So I don't know how to...
You don't have a name?
I don't have a name.
The name is the Queen of the Gnathids.
I can go with the Queen of the Gnathids. I think that's a good one. I feel a little bit bad committing to that because there are others that have a lot more experience in my field. But I hope to live up to that.
Yes, it matters not. You are the upcoming queen. Hello. Hi.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode where we explore fascinating, wonderful research, lab coats, and behind the science. You better check us on another episode because we keep on getting more and more funny and spicy.